Because I know a lot of people in Michigan that are planning to vote for Trump, and they don't necessarily like him that much, and they don't necessarily agree with him. They're not racist and rednecks, they're actually pretty decent people. And so I wanted to sort of, after talking to a number of them, I wanted to write this. And Donald Trump came to the Detroit Economic Club and stood there in front of the Ford Motor executives and said, if you close these factories as you're planning to do in Detroit and build them in Mexico, I'm going to put a 35% tariff on those cars when you send them back, and nobody's going to buy them. It was an amazing thing to see. No politician, Republican or Democrat, had ever said anything like that to these executives. And it was music to the ears of people in Michigan and Ohio and Pennsylvania and Wisconsin, the Brexit states. You live here in Ohio, you know what I'm talking about. Whether Trump means it or not is kind of irrelevant, because he's saying the things to people who are hurting. And it's why every beaten down, nameless, forgotten working stiff who used to be part of what was called the middle class loves Trump. He is the human Molotov cocktail that they've been waiting for. The human hand grenade that they can legally throw into the system that stole their lives from them. And on November 8th, Election Day, although they've lost their jobs, although they've been foreclosed on by the bank, next came the divorce, and now the wife and kids are gone, the car's been repoed, they haven't had a real vacation in years, they're stuck with the shitty Obamacare bronze plan where you can't even get a fucking Percocet. They've essentially lost everything they had, except one thing. The one thing that doesn't cost them a cent and is guaranteed to them by the American Constitution, the right to vote. They might be penniless, they might be homeless, they might be fucked over and fucked up. It doesn't matter, because it's equalized on that day. A millionaire has the same number of votes as the person without a job. One. And there's more of the former middle class than there are in the millionaire class. So on November 8th, the dispossessed will walk into the voting booth, be handed a ballot, close the curtain, and take that lever, or felt pen or touchscreen, and put a big fucking X in the box by the name of the man who has threatened to upend and overturn the very system that has ruined their lives. Donald J. Trump. They see that the elites who ruined their lives hate Trump. Corporate America hates Trump. Wall Street hates Trump. The career politicians hate Trump. The media hates Trump after they loved him and created him, and now hate him. Thank you, media. The enemy of my enemy is who I'm voting for on November 8th. Yes, on November 8th, you, Joe Blow, Steve Blow, Bob Blow, Billy Bob Blow, all the blows get to go and blow up the whole goddamn system because it's your right. Trump's election is going to be the biggest fuck you ever recorded in human history. And it will feel good.
It will feel good. All right, here we are. Why did I still got that up there? There we go. Sorry about that. Yeah, we are here with the Dark MAGA podcast live. The Dark MAGA podcast is something new I'm starting. It's just something I can do on the whim, no matter where I am, no matter what I got. If I'm on my laptop, I'm on my tablet, I'm on my phone, I could just go live and rant a bit. It's a little more chill, a little bit different vibe. Because I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I have a whole setup with my studio lights and everything like that, but I don't have a lot of room where I live right now, so I got to put it away after every stream. And sometimes I'll feel like setting it back up, to be honest with you. So I'm like, I need something where I can just go, where I can just hit go live and just go. You know what I mean? Just talk about some things. What's going on, Robert? How are you? Um, but yeah, I just kind of wanted to go live for a little bit to talk about some post debate thoughts. I've changed my mind a lot on the debate. If you guys were watching our stream last night, it was a lot of fun. If you guys want to see my reaction, Bix's reaction, who's my co-host, you guys can go see that. It's on Rumble. It's not on YouTube currently. I did 2 streams last night. We did a Dark MAGA stream really late. It was like 12:30. I decided to go live again. But that's all on Rumble. Kind of gave my thoughts. We did a little drinking game. It was fun. It was a good time. So if you guys want to see our full in-depth reaction, that is on there. But it's only on Rumble. So shout out Rumble. Appreciate you guys. If you guys want to support me on Rumble, consider following, liking, subscribing. Goes a long way to help me move through that pesky algorithm. There's a couple of post debate thoughts we have. Is it weird if I play my own video? Because I uploaded a video today to my main page. We'll do that real quick just so you guys can gauge my thoughts, and then we'll go through it right now. This is from my main YouTube page, and just kind of a quick raw thought. I'm trying to do more videos like this where I don't go too heavy on the post production. I just kind of record and upload just straight raw thoughts, if you would. But yeah, here we go. So after coming through the debate a second time, it is overwhelmingly clear that Trump won. He won on substance alone because he was talking about the issues that actually matter to everyday Americans, trying his best to steer the conversation back to the border crisis, to grocery bills being higher than ever before, gas prices higher than ever before, the fact that you could be working 2-3 jobs 7 days a week and still can't afford a house in this country. Things that actually matter to the voters, and we've played videos on my channel. You go watch them of undecided voters leaning towards Trump after after last night's debate, because Trump again was talking about the issues that matter, and they were bringing up things that happened 30-40 years ago that were complete hearsay. Hey Trump, what do you think about the 2020 election? Hey Trump, what do you think about Kamala's race? Do you think she's black or not? It was like all this stuff where I'm just like, what are we even talking about here? Who gives a freaking shit? Who cares what Trump said 30-40 years ago? We have problems right now. We're about to get into World War III. I mean, the crap's hit the fan. And that's what they wanted to talk about? None of the questions had any substance to them. It mattered. Like, hey, Trump, you said this. Is this rumor true? Hearsay. All this crap are just outright lies that were debunked 500 million times. But, yeah, if you go back, there's some people just losing their shit on X. Chill out. Go back, watch it. Listen to what they actually say. Kamala Harris said nothing on substance. She had more word salads than she ever had before in her life. Trump was like, look, you could talk about things I said 30-40 years ago, but I'm talking about the high grocery prices. I'm talking about the border crisis. People are hurting in this country, and that's what we should be addressing. His closing statement was arguably one of the best closing statements he's ever had. It was phenomenal. Trump won the debate. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Yeah, those are my raw thoughts. A lot of it was people were like, "Oh, Trump got too flustered. Trump got too this and too that." He really didn't. If you actually look at what they were talking about, the moderators and Harris, who were teaming up, were talking about trivial bullshit. Hey, Trump, do you think Kamala's black? Who gives a shit if Trump thinks she's black? Or who cares? Bro, I can't, dude, I hurt every time I go to the gas station. I hurt every time I go to the grocery store. These are real problems. Real problems. And they want to talk about things that Trump said 30 or 40 years ago? This is a viral video going around. I don't know who this chick is, but I gotta say, well said. Kind of similar to what I was saying. I don't want to say I did better, but I mean, I think she did a good job summarizing the whole thing. But here we go.
So you just watched the debate and you think Trump did awful, right? I know. Yeah, it's because you have about as much context as the squirrel from Ice Age has acorns. And I know it's hard for me to just tell y'all, go research it, because, like, where do you go? Who do you believe? What do you believe? Who do you listen to? It's hard. And, like, it's not hard to hear it and see it, you guys, okay? It takes
go to
a
ABC.
little bit of listening skills, a little bit of effort to remember. I write things down, and for you to care a lot more about facts and reality than you do about emotions and being taken care of. Let me just tell y'all right now, Kamala Harris's entire time on the debate stage tonight with Donald Trump was spent targeting and speaking to emotionally vulnerable, pathetic women. Her entire purpose tonight was to pull at the heartstrings of emotionally naive people because they are the easiest to manipulate. So you may think that Trump didn't look too good tonight, but to be honest, I don't think I'd look too good either if I had two paid-off biased moderators fighting against me as well as my lying opponent. And with the state of this country right now, I'm mad too. So you just watched the debate and you think Trump did?
Yeah, I mean, people really just want Trump to do well. That's why people were kind of angry and a little pissed off because they felt like maybe Trump didn't do as well. Yeah, it wasn't a cakewalk like the Biden debate. I mean, he's basically dead. I don't think I think in about a year, maybe two, he's gonna pass. He's almost out. And the moderators of the CNN debate with Biden and Trump didn't interrupt once. Didn't interrupt once. And why didn't they? Why did CNN seem fair for once in their life? It's because they wanted Biden gone. It was a coordinated effort. And they did it to collude against Biden. Dude, if you go back and watch that debate, the CNN moderators freaking dunked on Biden. It was brutal. They don't do that. It was a bloodbath. Quote Trump. She's a streamer? Okay. I'll have to check out her channel. I figured she was, but any cutie, yeah, she's good looking. As Trump said, you can't say that nowadays. You can't say that a woman's good looking. And he's kind of right. Everyone's mind goes to the wrong place. Yeah, the reason the CNN debate seemed fair is because they wanted Biden gone. That much is obvious. There's always an agenda to everything that they do. Everything. They didn't. They're saying, "Oh, the fact checking was fair." They just fact checked because there was things to fact check. I'm like, we know that's not true because they did not fact check the most easiest one of them all, which is the very fine people lie. Here we go. Trump did not say Nazis are fine people. He never said it. And here's the real clip.
And you had some very bad people in that group. But you also had people that were very fine people on both sides. You had people in that group, excuse me, I saw the same pictures as you did. You had people in that group that were there to protest the taking down of, to them, a very, very important statue and the renaming of a park from Robert E. Lee to another name. And you had people, and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists.
There you
because
go.
They should be condemned totally. But you had many people in that group other than neo-Nazis and white nationalists.
That's true.
Okay? And you had some very bad people.
You had a protest that went on for a while, and first who showed up to the debate was just some people who thought it should be taken down. Some people said, hey, it should be left up, which is fair. Like, hey, no matter how bad some things in our history were, we should remember history because those who don't remember history are doomed to repeat it, as the saying goes. They said, no, it should be taken down, but it was a fair debate to be had. Then the extremist groups showed up. Then Antifa, neo-Nazis, BLM, all these extremist groups showed up, and the shit hit the fan. And for the woman that was killed, there was no race behind it. It was there was a schizophrenic who was off his medication, who was in his truck. He got spooked, slammed on the gas, ran over a woman. Maybe it was intentional, maybe it wasn't, but it wasn't like this, white supremacist lynching blacks type thing like they're trying to make it out to be. But either way, Trump never said it. I just played the free right there. Molly Mouse. Molly Mouse. I'll have to look her up. I'm trying to do before the election, and we'll see what happens. I'm trying to do more, try to bring more MAGA people in. I want to try to at least have a few streams where I bring in other kind of smaller, not necessarily quote unquote MAGA. They don't have to be MAGA, at least free thinking, right leaning people into the stream, kind of have almost a roundabout town hall type discussion. But we'll see. I'm still a very small streamer, so I don't have much reach. But we'll see. We'll see where it goes. Which is why I say, hey guys, if you guys want to help the channel, consider sharing, liking, subscribing. It does help move my channel around. And we're trying to, we're trying to reach the normies a little bit before the election. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Another lie that is going around is the do I have it here? We have the late term abortion. This is the Virginia governor talked about the abortion pill pushed by Delegate Kathy Tran, whatever, described a late term abortion. The infant would be delivered, kept comfortable, and resuscitated if that's what the parents wanted. Because, they said, oh, this late term abortion stuff, that doesn't happen. It's fake.
No exception. There was a very contentious committee hearing yesterday when Fairfax County Delegate Kathy Tran made her case for lifting restrictions on third trimester abortions, as well as other restrictions now in place. And she was pressed by a Republican delegate about whether her bill would permit an abortion, even as a woman is essentially dilating, ready to give birth. And she answered that it would permit an abortion at that stage of labor. Do you support her measure and explain her answer?
Yeah, and I wasn't there, Julie, and I certainly can't speak for Delegate Tran, but I would tell you first thing I would say, this is why decisions such as this should be made by providers, physicians, and the mothers and fathers that are involved. There are, when we talk about third trimester abortions, these are done with the consent of obviously the mother, with the consent of the physicians, more than one physician, by the way. And it's done in cases where there may be severe deformities, there may be a fetus that's non-viable. So in this particular example, if a mother is in labor, I can tell you exactly what would happen. The infant would be delivered. The infant would be kept comfortable. The infant would be resuscitated if that's what the mother and the family desired. And then a discussion would ensue between the physicians and the mother. So
If
I
that's
think
what they
this was
wanted.
really blown out of proportion. But again, we want the government not to be involved in these types of decisions. We want the decision to be made by the mothers and their providers. And this is why, Julie, that legislators, most of whom are men, by the way, shouldn't be telling a woman what she should and shouldn't be doing with her body.
And do you think multiple physicians should have to weigh in, as
sounds
is currently
sexist.
required? She's trying to lift that requirement.
Well, I think it's always good to get a second opinion, and for at least two providers to be involved in that decision, because these decisions shouldn't be taken lightly. And so, I would certainly support more than one provider.
All right, let's go back to the phones now.
Okay. So there you go. He said after the baby is born, if the parents want to resuscitate it, they can. But like the whole abortion argument is just so retarded because the main thing from the left is, oh, it's about women's health. I'm like, okay, if it's about women's health, then why would you oppose Trump? He's for the exceptions of rape, incest, and health and life of the mother. Now, do I agree with that personally? No, I think all abortion is murder, personally. I was like, oh, well, rape's a horrible thing. It is, but I mean, either you see that as a life or you don't. It's not, it's a life, but I mean, if she was raped, that's not a life. Either it's a human or it's not. You believe it's a person or it's not, or it's not. And I believe that is a person. That is a life. But for political side of things, for Trump's campaign, I understand the exceptions. But again, for people out there, for the leftists and all, there it goes. For the, oh, well, what if someone was raped, and what if there was, the health and all? It's like Trump's for those exceptions. Yeah, you're right, Robert. Trump's for those exceptions, whether you like them or not. So, if it is about the health of the mother, then you should have no problem with Trump. Of course, we know it's a lie because they I don't even know what they want. I think it's a weird cult where they just want to know. They want to know that they could kill a baby at any time if they wanted. It's a weird cult-like thing. But either way, it's a debunked lie. Trump was correct. All right, we'll watch this quick clip real quick before we go over to Rumble only. Kamala Harris almost backed out of the debate because she wanted the mics to be unmuted. Why? Because she wanted her I'm speaking moment. I'm speaking. She didn't get that, and Trump kind of took that from her, and it was beautiful.
Please, I'll give you a minute here.
Putin would be sitting in Moscow, and he wouldn't have lost 300,000 men and women, but he would have been sitting in Moscow. Quiet, please. He would have been sitting in Moscow, much happier than he is right now. But eventually,
please, I'll give you a minute here.
Oh, you gave him a minute. Thank you. After all the bull crap you gave him. Our guys, like we normally do on all of my streams, we head over to Rumble around the 30-minute mark. A little early, but normally we're a little late. But yeah, we'll head over there. Appreciate everybody watching. We got some followers on Twitch the other day. That's kind of an uncommon thing, but appreciate that. We will continue to multi-stream. Ignore those messages. But yeah, head over to Rumble. Thank you, Robert, for linking it. We're gonna head over there right now. We're gonna get a little bit more into it. But yeah, we're gonna head over there right now. Sorry if I sound like I'm stalling. I'm trying to figure out why this is not working properly. All right, there we go. All right, I figured it out. All right, but yeah, we'll see you guys over there on Rumble.
if I give you one message to hold in your hearts today, it's this: never, ever give up. There'll be times in your life you'll want to quit, you'll want to go home. The more people tell you it's not possible, that it can't be done, the more you should be absolutely determined to prove them wrong. Treat the word impossible as nothing more than motivation. Relish the opportunity to be an outsider. Embrace that label. Being an outsider is fine. Embrace the label. because it's the outsiders who change the world and who make a real and lasting difference. The more that a broken system tells you that you're wrong, the more certain you should be that you must keep pushing ahead. You must keep pushing forward.
This lion, he's the king of the jungle. Huge mane out there. He's so big. He's so hot. Now, the little lion cubs, they start messing with him. Biting his tail, biting his ears. He doesn't do anything. The lioness, she starts messing with him, coming over, making trouble. Still, nothing. Now, the other animals, they notice this, and they start to move in. The jackals, hyenas, they're barking at him, laughing at him. They nip his toes and eat the food that's in his domain. They do this, and they get closer and closer and bolder, till one day, that lion gets up and tears the shit out of everybody, runs like the wind, eats everything in his path. Because every once in a while, the lion has to show the jackals who he is.
So after coming through the debate a second time, it is overwhelmingly clear that Trump won. He won on substance alone because he was talking about the issues that actually matter to everyday Americans, trying his best to steer the conversation back to the border crisis, to grocery bills being higher than ever before, gas prices higher than ever before, the fact that you will be working 2-3 jobs 7 days a week and still can't afford a house in this country. Things that actually matter to the voters. And we've played videos on my channel. You go watch them of undecided voters leaning towards Trump after last night's debate, because Trump, again, was talking about the issues that matter. And they were bringing up things that happened 30, 40 years ago that were complete hearsay. Hey, Trump, what do you think about the 2020 election? Hey, Trump, what do you think about Kamala's race? Do you think she's black or not? It was like all this stuff where I'm just like, what are we even talking about here? Who gives a freaking shit? Who cares what Trump said 30, 40 years ago? We have problems right now. We're about to get into World War III. I mean, the crap's hit the fan. And that's what they wanted to talk about? None of the questions had any substance to them. It mattered. Like, hey, Trump, you said this. Is this rumor true? Hearsay. All this crap are just outright lies that were debunked 500 million times. But, yeah, if you go back, there's some people just losing their shit on X. Chill out. Go back, watch it. Listen to what they actually say. Kamala Harris said nothing on substance. She had more word salads than she ever had before in her life. Trump was like, look, You could talk about things I said 30, 40 years ago, but I'm talking about the high grocery prices. I'm talking about the border crisis. People are hurting in this country, and that's what we should be addressing. His closing statement was arguably one of the best closing statements he's ever had. It was phenomenal. Trump wanted debate. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below.
Money can buy you almost anything. It can't buy you immortality. That you have to earn. I'm gonna look. Money can buy you almost anything. It can't buy you immortality. That you have to earn. I'm gonna look you in the eyes and I'm gonna tell you the future. It's an American story, and that's why Americans are gonna love it. People are gonna build you up. God, are they going to? Because when you're great and new, we love you. Man, we'll build you into something that doesn't even exist. You're gonna change the fucking world. But you know what? Once they've built you as high as they possibly can, they're gonna tear you back down. It's the most predictable pattern. We build you into something that doesn't exist, and that means you have to try to be that thing. All day, every day. That's how it works. And we do it again, and again, and again. And I'm gonna tell you the truth. You're gonna be attacked, betrayed, exposed, and humiliated. And you'll survive that. A lot of people can climb that mountain. It's the way down that breaks them. Because that's the moment when you are truly alone. And what will you do then? Can you summon the will to fight on through all the pain and rise again? That will be the defining question of your life. And I think you already know the answer. And that's why we're all here. A shoe is just a shoe. Until somebody steps into it. Then it has meaning. The rest of us just want a chance to touch that greatness. And we need you in these shoes, not so you have meaning in your life, but so that we have meaning in ours. Everyone will be forgotten as soon as our time here is up. Except for you. You're gonna be remembered forever. Because some things are eternal. And your story is gonna make us fight and never give up.